Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode on the Unleashing Potentials podcast. I'm your host, Bernadette, and joining me today is Tommy. And also, your podcast name there is Forbidden Chronicles. I love that. How are you? Where about are you? And what's your story?
Doing great. Thanks for having me. I'm in West Virginia in the US, Eastern US, and yeah, doing great. Just published my book that I'm excited about and a symposium that I'm co-producing that I'm really excited about. So good things are happening for sure.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So before we get into your book and your story, tell us more of what it is that you do, and did you always wanted to do it?
Well, I guess I'm considered an entrepreneur at this point. Uh, I quit my job. I had a management job. I quit last year, a little over a year ago. It's very scary. But yeah, I quit my job to pursue my dream as an entrepreneur and a podcaster and an author. And so that's what I've been working on, just steadily getting as much out as I can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've talked to a few people who quit their job. It's a leap of faith, and I think our soul speaks to us to pursue our soul purpose because there's human purpose, if I may put it that way. But leap of faith. Were you ever scared of what might happen prior to you quitting your job?
Oh, absolutely. And it took me probably 6 months. I thought about it for about 6 months and I kept putting it off and putting it off. And finally, my wife at one point said, "Well, just do it. Just quit and jump in." And so I did. But yeah, it is. It's scary because there's no there's no guaranteed income, right? So we're all conditioned and programmed to have this guaranteed income come in, this paycheck that you worked hard for, and when that's gone, it's all on you. So, which is actually a good thing because we're all capable of it. Most of us don't know it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Thank you for sharing. So, Tommy, you are a certified health coach. Tell us more about it. Obviously, there are lots of different health coaches that are certified, but what are your methods and who do you work with?
Really don't do much coaching anymore at all. But I used to focus on like adding in clean foods into your life. So a lot of people have this busy schedule. They don't think they have time to cook, and they're eating food out of a box, out of a freezer. And so I was teaching people how to go to the grocery store, read the ingredients for one thing first. Please read the ingredients because you don't know what you're eating,
Yep.
and add in healthy foods because you can't change your diet overnight. You can't just that it doesn't work. You have to make it a lifestyle. And if you change one thing at a time, say this week, buy avocados and try them, or whatever that is that you think you would like, and try one thing at a time until you're replacing your old crappy diet with a good healthy organic diet.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Food is so expensive. It's crazy. And if you're a parent with young kids, they're like, mine are like vacuums. Like I get food and it's gone. And it's crazy how expensive it is. Um, if you don't mind, are you able to touch more on why it's important to read the labels? Because I know you mentioned you don't do that anymore, but why is it important to do that?
Well, especially with kids, you could be feeding them things that they're allergic to, like the red dye, for instance, that most kids have a reaction to that, and and people just don't realize it. So, and a lot of things are just not good for you. There's fillers in them. So, if you see cellulose in there, let's say that's just a filler that's really just a chemical. Your body doesn't know what to do with that stuff. So the cleaner you eat, I always say stay on the outside of the grocery store where the veggies are and meats, and don't go into the death aisles where all the other stuff's at.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I had to learn to read the labels because I'm from Haiti. We have canned stuff, but it's very rare that we'd eat it. Here in Canada, maybe in the States as well, the amount of canned foods people use versus the fresh, I still can't eat some canned foods because I know what the actual fresh fruit tastes like. I do. So, yeah. In your book or books, is it one book you have or two?
Yeah, just one.
Just one. Do you talk about some of that in there? Tell us what is the title of your book? Who is it for the audience? And what inspired you to write it?
So it's called How to Not Suck as a Human. A-
Yeah, that's a
And
good start.
I spent a lot of years in management positions, and just hearing people talk every day when for some reason they were comfortable coming to me with their problems and just talking about their lives. And so the more, and then just seeing customer service go downhill. And I just thought, man, somebody should put out a book just of little things that we do every day that we don't realize we're doing, maybe that's it kind of makes you suck a little bit as a human, right? Like, but also on the other hand, not seeing it as, say, if somebody cuts you off in traffic, and what's the first thing we do is we get mad about it, and we're cussing them out, and oh man, that asshole, or
Mm,
so. But when you look at it from another perspective, as, hey, maybe this guy's child is sick. Maybe he's in a hurry maybe his wife just fell and broke her leg and he's trying to get to help her. So if we think about it in a different perspective like that, then it really changes your life, because you're not looking at that negative all the time. You're thinking it as, hey, this is a good person. They're just having a bad day.
yeah, 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 you're right. Yeah. Because I think some of us, we camouflage what we're going through. And it makes it very hard at times, impossible for others to understand because we don't read people's mind. I can't. But we normally see the outburst through their actions. So that's a really good example. Yeah. How many chapters are in there?
There
You
is,
have it
let's
with you?
see, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. There's about 10 chapters. It's on a little bit of everything, relationships, parenting, driving, pets.
Can I
Uh,
see the cover if
uh,
you have it?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice.
It's just a short book. It's about 104 pages. So it's very short. It's something you can read in a day. It's a little bit of everything. It's sarcastic, it's humor, it
Yeah,
has a little bit of everything in it.
yeah, I love
Just
that.
my thoughts on paper, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Would you say you're funny?
I would say I'm
I get a
nonchalantly
sense.
funny.
Yeah, you joke a lot.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Um,
Um,
yeah, yeah. So tell me more about your podcast. Is it tied to your book? And who do you have on there?
so Forbidden Chronicles started out as going to be ancient history. I'm really big into ancient Egypt, Sumerians, anything that's ancient history, really, or mythology like dragons, cryptids, aliens. I just, all that stuff fascinates me. So the podcast started out to be that, but mostly the responses I was getting were from some sort of health healers, holistic health coaches, life coaches. And whenever I thought about it, I'm not helping anybody talking about dragons, let's be honest. So, but if I have a holistic health coach on, or a coach that does breath work or anything like that, is going to be helping people just hearing that. And if it resonates with them, they say, "Oh, let me try that out. Maybe this will help with whatever problem I'm having." So now it's become I'm co-producing a symposium for health coaches or life coaches that want to come on and showcase their practice and talk about it and get it out on I'm on Gnostic TV. So it's a pretty big platform that they can get out and get known.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love everything you shared. I'm into all of it. Just something about history, what we call history, because history is never dead. We are living it, we are breathing it, and we witness it every day, whether we pay attention to it or not. Tell me, what is your favorite thing to focus on? I don't even know what to call it. Dragon, Egyptian mythology. I'm into all of it. What's your favorite?
Probably Sumerians,
Ooh,
the the Anunnaki, and the whole story of creation with the Enuma Elish, and that's where I spend a lot of my
yeah.
spare time.
That's so
So
cool. Yeah. I've heard of all those names. Obviously, I don't know everything in depth. I believe I'm a believer. Let's just leave it at that. Can you walk us through who are the Anunnakis? Is that how you said? Who are they? Tell us a little bit more.
so the Sumerians had clay tablets that they wrote on that they left that we you can go on UCLA's website and actually click on one of these tablets and have it translated in real time. So you can see what they were writing about. And a lot of it talked about these gods that came down from heaven and pretty much set up civilization. They gave them reading and math and everything they needed, farming. So these gods that came down just pretty much set them up with everything they needed to survive. And then they also talked about there being wars between these gods. So whether these were there's so many different possibilities of what that could be, and people have different opinions. Maybe they were aliens that came down. That's one possibility, or they could have been the fallen angels that they talk about in the Bible. So we really have no idea what it really was.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of people lean towards aliens that came here looking for minerals or something, some kind of resources that were he been here for 400,000 years. So
Hmm.
there's so many strange stories, but I I always leave myself open to any possibility because none of us really know, right? There's 8,000 religions in the world and everybody thinks they have the right one. So uh, I leave myself open to, I think we should just get rid of all the labels and we're all just humans,
Yeah.
and love is our religion because really love can cure anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just kind of leave myself open to whatever. But it's interesting to me to read all the different opinions about it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I love that you're open. I'm the same way too. I don't know. I accept people. We're all one because I always say when one of us hurt, all of us hurt. It's a global impact, whether it's small or big. Example, COVID. I think
There's
COVID
a
was
big one.
yeah, it was a teaching moment and lesson for humanity. Even though,
Yeah.
even though, some people were not so kind about the whole mask thing, but it brought people together from all over the world. It did. Yeah. Yeah. Tell us more about Egyptian mythology. Are you into that? Very familiar with it?
Yeah, so I do. I read a little bit of everything, whatever I can get my hands on, really, and uh, I'm pretty big into the Egyptian god Thoth because once again, they said he was the one that gave us all of our knowledge, our science, our math, our writing. So he's kind of like the all-knowing
Hmm.
teacher, I guess, that gave us everything that we need. And there's also some people that theorize that he could have. It says in the so I've read the Emerald Tablets quite a few times that supposedly was written by Thoth. It says 30,000 years ago he wrote this. And there's a lot of controversy around it. Some people think it's fake. I don't know if it is or not, but we can learn a lot out of it because there's a lot in there that kind of mimics the teachings of Jesus. It talks about the light and going towards the light and staying in the light and teaching the light. So uh, I've been really big into that, and also people have there's some theories that maybe it says in the Emerald Tablets that he has reincarnated over 100 times. So he goes into this chamber and he goes into reincarnates into a being to help society. So people think that maybe he had come back as Jesus or Buddha or Confucius or all these wise
Hmm.
people that have helped society throughout our history.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I can say reincarnation is very real. It is. And
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah,
think,
yeah. You believe it is too?
yeah, I do. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yeah. Go ahead.
I heard a theory that we keep reincarnating, and it could be in a different body as a different being on a different in a different dimension, whatever. And they're all these learning. They're like schools, right, for our soul.
Yeah, yeah.
So we keep coming back and going to these schools until we figure out what we're here for, I guess. How to let our true light out, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah. I know I keep coming back. I've had memories and visions of past lives. And let me tell you, 2025, it's not as bad as the 1800 when I was there. All right, because I was a slave there, and then throughout that time, it was just rough. And I'm liking this era. It's not bad, even though it has its own issues, but yeah. I've been in different vessels and different eras. I resonate more with being black. I've
Yeah.
been different race as well, but for me on a soul level, I learn more looking like this. So I do it. Hope I'm not
Well,
creeping you out.
oh no, not at all. No, I like I said, I'm open to all these possibilities, and I actually had a soul records healer on my podcast. So
Ooh.
that and I did a session with her because I was so interested in it, and she kind of put you into this whatever trance hypnosis kind of thing, and just goes and asks that you're so supposedly you can get these debts on your soul, or these you can get tied to certain other souls or whatever in a past life. So she goes in and asks that you be cleared from these. Right. So yeah, I is that something that you found out on your own, or did you go do some kind of like a soul records thing?
On my own. I was born very connected to the spirit world. And as a child, I loved alien stuff. Anything that's not from this planet, that's what I was connected to. And I started meditating a few years ago, doing past life regressions. And I was shown what I needed to see. It was throughout different years that I had visions and I keep records of them. and I got clarity from people who actually know what they're talking about or seeing. But yeah, sorry, what was your question? I get carried away.
Oh, yeah, you answered it. I just asked if you had done a session with somebody or if you found that out yourself. So, yeah, that's
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've done both. The first part was that I found out by myself. I was taken out of my body while I'm sleeping and go traveling through different dimensions or planets or what people call past lives. Yeah. And then I just got clarity from people who know how to do past lives and whatnot.
hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's something that you do so great on your podcast. What do you think if you just share your own input on it? And I love that you invite other people as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm interested in pretty much anything that's, and like you said, I felt from the time I was a kid like I was in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Uh, it, I just felt like I didn't belong. You know, every school has the cliques, especially high school. You have the all the cliques, and I just through my whole life, I never felt like I belonged in any of those cliques. So I always felt like I was an alien, essentially.
Oh, me too. I still feel like one. Yeah, yeah. And that's the soul, I think, reminding you and I and many other people that um the feeling you're feeling, it's real and to sit with it that you definitely don't belong here, but we're all here for a reason. And some of us, unfortunately, after a few breaths before we leave our body, that's when we find our purpose. That's why I'm here to remind people, just do it. You'll always have criticism. There will always be people who disagree with what you do. There is no time to waste. Just get it done. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And that's the first chapter of my book is everyday life, and that's kind of what it talks about is not wasting time because we don't none of us know. I've lost friends, you know, tragically at a young age, and we never know when we're going to go or when your loved ones are going to go. So we get caught up in all this busyness and you know, whenever somebody says or does something, we just react to it immediately instead of thinking about that and just step away for 5 minutes and think about what you're going to say. Because once you say it, you can't take it back. Even if you say I take it back and apologize, you can't. You can never take it back. It's already out in the universe. So.
Yeah, I agree.
uh,
Yeah, yeah. Is there anything else we didn't talk about that you'd like to share?
I wanted to talk about my symposium for sure that I'm putting
Yeah.
together because it's going to be a platform for holistic health coaches, life coaches. It doesn't matter what you're doing, what practice. It doesn't matter. It's open to everybody, and it's I'm co-producing that with Gnostic TV, which is a big platform. So they've really revolutionized the way they do the symposiums. Some people call a summit, and I'm sure you've watched these before, where you had to watch through or wait 5 or 6 hours to get to your speaker that you wanted to see. Well, they've completely redone it to where they give you your own link. So as the speaker, you get a link that goes straight to your video that you can give to all your followers or students or whatever.
Mhm.
And then below that are all the other ones. So you get not you go straight to your person you want to see, but all the other ones are right below it. So then you can watch whoever you want after that, and they're super good people over there.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about doing that. I just think it's going to be an awesome platform to because let's face it, holistic. If we can help each other holistically, that's the best thing we can do for this planet and each other.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So when is that taking place?
We're going to be running constantly. I don't even have a date for the first one yet,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's going to be probably 8 to 10 speakers. And then whenever that one's over, I'm just going to keep them running. So they'll keep going. It'll be, it's called the Electric Company is what I named it. So
Oh, yeah.
because it's for people that are spreading light.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, you're on a mission. That's awesome. That's really cool.
for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So, what is the legacy that you want to leave into the world?
Hmm. I think that I try to do the best I could to help people that are in need.
Mm,
And and I think we always need to look at ourselves because I realize that I'm better doing this, having a podcast and co-producing these symposiums and giving coaches a platform. I'm better at doing that than I was a coach. And I'm glad I realized that because it was kind of driving me a little nutty coaching people. And so I'd rather give somebody else the platform to do that.
mm,
And I can coach people, I can help people. I would just rather give other coaches the platform to do it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I love that you're doing that because I think the most powerful type of healing that happens is through our voice. That's why I have
Yes.
podcasts. I love to grill people with questions and then hear what they have to say because their answers are always going to be different than mine. And that is beautiful to witness. So I love that you're doing that.
Yeah, for sure. And we that's the other thing is the beauty in people having different opinions, right?
Yeah.
We all have different opinions. If we were all had the same opinion, this would be a really boring place.
Yeah.
But it's okay to have a different opinion and it's okay to say, "Oh, you know what? That's interesting. Let me think about that." And if you don't like it, then just put it out of your brain and move on. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I have a lot of people that my wife and I have different opinions on things. That doesn't mean we hate each other. We
Hmm.
love each other dearly. So it's okay to have a different opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Thank you for sharing. Anything else you want to share? And where can people find you?
I do have a website, forbiddenchronicles.com. It's in the process of being built, so I apologize if it looks terrible when you go on there, if you go on there, but it does have some information about my symposium. There's a link to my book on there. My book is on Amazon, How to Not Suck as a Human. So please buy that.
Yeah, I love the title.
It's
That's funny.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
really
I
cool.
I I actually had that book, and another thing I want to talk about is, if you have time,
Yeah.
is to not be afraid to do things because most of my life I had a paralyzing fear of public speaking, and now I
Oh,
have a podcast.
yeah, me too.
So, yeah, you can do anything you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't listen to your family, your friends. You're gonna lose friends. You're gonna lose family on this journey. If you have a journey in your mind that you want to take, something you want to do, you are gonna lose people. It is 100% fact. Somebody told me that when I started this, and I didn't believe it. And they will. You will drop people because you're turning into a different person, and they they want to keep you that same person. So there are people in your life that are gonna leave. You're not gonna be friends with them anymore or family, and it's okay.
Hmm.
That's okay. If you're on that journey and you have a goal, then go for that goal and don't be afraid of it. Just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so powerful. Thank you for sharing. It feels like you're talking to me because it has happened. And I think at times when we lose people, there's nothing wrong with us personally. I've had to go through that, and I want to let people know you're not broken. You're perfect as you are, as you should be, and as you will be. The people that leave, that walks away, your dreams and visions are too big for them. You outgrown them, just like maybe you outgrown the shoes or shirt, whatever it may be. You just gotta enjoy the process.
That's right. That's right. 100%. And I lost them too. And it's okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I a couple of them I was really shocked at. I was surprised and it bothered me for a while, but then I'm like, you know what? I can't dwell on that. I can't worry about that. I have important things to do in my life and I have to do those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe finding our purpose is one of the most important things you could ever do in your life. And
Mhm.
man, I wish I was that person that was 5 years old that said, I'm going to be,
Mhm.
name it, an MMA fighter or a football player or a doctor. That didn't happen to me until a few years ago. And I thought I was in management for most of my
Mhm.
most of my jobs were in management, so production management and shift supervisor work and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
and I really liked it. Uh, did some quality control and I like that stuff, but just working for somebody, I couldn't. I had too many bad bosses to go back to that. I can't subject myself to that. And if you're at a job where you're being harassed or treated badly, get out of that job. Don't stay in that job. I mean, I know people that stay in those jobs because they have, there's all these reasons, health insurance, which yeah, that's important. Vacation. I know people that put up with terrible jobs because they get 3 weeks vacation. And uh listen, there's a better way. There's a better way.
Yeah, 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 that's true. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. What other question do I have for you? For some reason, I wanted to ask you if you have been thinking of doing some type of workbook, like journaling, where someone can be reading it and writing down their thoughts. Have you
I
thought of that?
I haven't yet, but it's not a bad idea because once again, like the way you respond to things, if you would just stop for 5 minutes. So if you had a some kind of, I guess, exercise you could do, um, a book would be cool to say, okay, if this happens, sit down for 5 minutes and do this breath work. And then that kind of would get you out of that stressful situation. And I just talked to a guy, I just did a podcast with a guy that does that, and he calls it breath protocol. So it's a certain breathing exercise you do that, and I tried it immediately. I tried it as on the podcast, and it really does kind of reset. It just kind of resets your brain. So little things like that. I think it would be cool to have a book that gave you this example of if this happens, do this, and it'll make you feel a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome, awesome. I have one last question for you, which I asked every guest. What is the meaning of life for you?
Oh, geez. I think I'm still trying to figure that out. Uh, but I think it is living your purpose, doing the thing that you love to do that's helping people, hopefully. That thing should involve helping other humans and spending your time with the people that you love and and treating everybody as equal loving humans.
Yeah, yeah,
So I that's how I try to live my life.
yeah, yeah. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Well, Tommy, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Thank you for all you do. Continue to spread love, hope, and the work that you're doing because it's needed. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.